There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
This EPC of the Program Guys podcast, emergency podcast, folks.
EPC,
we
baby.
Are here. We are here joining you now. Mark Hall, Patrick Hertzberger, Ryan Tyson, Mason Prince. This is a massive, massive EPC. The number one running back in the country has just committed to the University of Oklahoma in the class of 2024. It is Taylor Tatum out of Longview High School in Texas. He just picked Oklahoma over USC. Boys, immediate reaction. I start with you, Patrick. How are you feeling?
This one just feels so good, especially going up against USC. Best running back in the nation. I think he averaged around like 8 yards per carry, 33 touchdowns in his 22 season. Amazing. I couldn't be happier.
Ryan, what you got?
Dude, I'm thrilled. I'm so glad it was against USC. I think this sets us up for the future really, really nicely. DeMarco Murray is a king. And I'm just like, also huge shout out to Skip Johnson, who is going to go down as the MVP for this recruiting. Coming in, being a two-sport player, really excited to see him on the football field. Also really excited to see him on the in the baseball field. So like, it just really, really excited about this awesome athlete coming in.
He's a 4-star, 5-star, depending on who you ask. 247 has him as a 4-star, or as a 5-star composite, I should say. On 3 as a 4-star composite. Both of them have them as the consensus number one running back, though. Mark, how we feeling, man?
Man, Skip Johnson, what a winner. What a winner. That makes 2 big-time commits for Oklahoma's football team this year that are going to be playing baseball as well, in James Nesta and obviously Taylor Tatum. The number one back in the country joins a class that already has 3-star back Xavier Robinson, and we're looking at possibly adding Caden Durham as well. That's a big deal, and this is kind of what we've been talking about. We've gotten all these guys that are great pieces, and now we're starting to slot in the Taylor Tatums, right? The Devon Mitchells, and hopefully here soon, some of these big-time targets on the defensive line too. Could not be happier about DeMarco Murray winning another one.
This is a massive win for OU and for DeMarco Murray and for Brent Venables. Like, we're going to give DeMarco Murray a lot of credit as he deserves, and Skip Johnson gets the credit he deserves as well. But this is Brent Venables' program, and I guarantee you, was super involved in this recruiting process as well, convincing him of this culture, convincing him that this is the place to go, as well as giving him the opportunity to be able to play baseball, telling him where there's a way we're going to work with you where you can play baseball. Say what you want about USC. I can promise you they weren't making the promises that Brent Venables was. I can promise you they weren't. And that's part of the reason that Taylor Tatum is going to wear crimson and cream in 2024.
Well, and we were all listening to his hour-long recruitment video or commitment video before this, and he said very specifically some schools did not want him playing baseball. And he told them, thanks for recruiting me, but I'm out. It takes a special kind of commitment by Brent Venables, DeMarco Murray, Jeff Lebby, the entire staff to work with Skip Johnson on this and make exceptions where he's going to be with the baseball team sometimes, the football team sometimes, because he's still on a football scholarship. But this was important to the kid. Brent Venables knows what's important to him, and he's going to try and make it work. That got us a 5-star running back today.
Patrick Ryan, what's you guys' take on how this affects the recruitment now of Caden Durham? Do you think Caden Durham sees this and sees the ball rolling with Devon Mitchell, and now you see Taylor Tatum come in, and you know there's already Xavier Robinson there? Caden Durham's a guy who is picking between LSU and Oklahoma. August 25th, I believe, is that commitment date. So what do you guys think about that?
I don't think this changes anything. Iron sharpens iron. If he wants to come in and compete for a starting job, and if he's that kind of guy, he's going to come to the University of Oklahoma too. Sure, it's a factor, but if Caden Durham, I'm sure he believes in himself to get some snaps at OU. Ryan?
Yeah, I don't know. This one's hard. It's hard because you have someone, Caden Durham, I believe is from Louisiana, correct?
No,
he's from Texas. Duncanville, got it. Okay, so I don't know. It's us or LSU. So like,
or A&M apparently.
or A&M maybe. You got two pretty good running backs in the OU room right now. We've talked about this a lot at nauseum, right? It's just depending on the person and who's the type of person who wants to come in and make their mark and have that high of competition. Could he go to LSU and be the number one? Probably. And so and he might not be able to do that with Taylor Tatum here. And so like that's what it's gonna come down to. And I feel like there's no one inside Caden Durham's head. But what I would say is like, I don't know where we stand with him. I think we still have a pretty good shot. He seems very interested in the program. Like Pat said, I think iron does sharpen iron, and we'll see what comes from that. But I don't know. I think it's too early to tell. I think hopefully we'll know, we have over a month until his commitment. So I think we'll see how things start to shake out a little closer to.
DeMarco Murray in Oklahoma football just tweeted out a video, hashtag Yamaha, and it's DeMarco Murray just saying Yamaha in front of a wall with a bunch of pictures of OU running backs who have been drafted to the NFL. So that's cool.
Yamaha,
I don't know.
I love it.
I'm not sure.
No, it's great.
Yamaha.
It's really good.
That's all
Yamaha,
in. You don't
baby.
even know what it means,
Yamaha.
but he's all in.
Look, also, we've been
no,
talking a lot about how
I did.
we feel better about our defense than our offense. We're making moves on offense. With recruiting,
we are making moves on offense.
This is huge. We've talked about the dominance fall and Davin Mitchell coming in. Now Taylor Tatum. This is huge for our offense. Like, I can't wait until this guy lines up behind Jackson Arnold.
Man, yeah. When you start to put all the pieces together, there's something really coming together as far as the talent is concerned, and you just got to see it together on the field, man. Gotta hope we make it long enough to see the culmination of all these great classes coming together, because there's really a lot of talent coming forth. Mason?
Did I freeze? What happened? Oh, okay.
Oh, you did there though. Oh, you
my
did
gosh.
there though.
Oh, classic. Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. This is my final thought before I'm done with my points. We talked about this when Devon Mitchell committed, me and Mark did. It's so utterly important how this next season plays out, how 2023 plays out, because once again, these guys don't sign on the dotted line until December. And it is so important for Brent Venables and company to come out and play the way that everyone expects them to play and perform to the standard that Brent Venables preaches. Because if they do not, they're going to lose guys. They will. And I think OU fans are smart enough to understand that. So it's so important to come out in a 9 to 10 win season at minimum is what you got to do. In my opinion, it just puts so much more pressure on the season. And I think they know that. I don't think they're oblivious to that pressure.
8 and 5 teams don't get top 5 recruiting classes. That's just a fact. You have to be successful.
Yeah, I think we had like a grace year last year where it was basically like, it's a transition, and that's why we still retained like a top 3 class, I believe. Like, we're not going to get that grace year this year. Like, we are in the period of, you got to show that like you can actually develop these players, or they're going to go elsewhere. So
you got to show it on the field.
Yeah, and I think BV knows that. Like, BV is very aware of that. So like, I think the entire staff is very aware of that. So I'm excited. This football season is like, what, 5 weeks away, something like that. I am.
Well, camp starts in less than 2 weeks.
Camp starts less than 2 weeks. Man. I'm also one thing on Taylor Tatum. I'm very excited about him playing football. I'm also very excited about him playing baseball. Like, he's a really good athlete. And like adding to that team. I mean, we've talked a lot about Skip Johnson, and I know Matt's not here to do his wagon, but we've seen like flashes of brilliance from that OU baseball team in the past couple of years, and getting another like solid athlete to join that squad is really awesome. So it's good for both teams.
I don't think he comes to OU if OU doesn't make that trip to Omaha 2 years ago. You know what I mean? All right, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back, and it's massive news. Taylor Tatum committed to OU. You can follow us on Twitter, Program Guys with a Z, our Instagram, Program Guys with a Z, our Facebook page, Program Guys Podcast, on TikTok at Program Guys, on Threads at Program Guys. We're producing great content right out there. You can check out a great TikTok that Pat just made and put it about Taylor Tatum. It's going to be awesome. And, that's going to do it. Oklahoma recruiting on the up and up, boys.
Boomer, baby.
That's going to do it. Pat, take us out.
Keep pushing it, baby.
3, 2, 1.
There's not one guy, one person in the history of this program that's bigger than the program.
What's better than this? Guys being